According to teasers for Young and the Restless, Summer Newman, Hunter King, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, are searching for trouble where none exists. It appears that Summer can't let things alone since she is too much of her mother's daughter. After all, his baby mother drama on the CBS serial opera wasn't initiated by Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. According to Y&R recaps, Kyle Abbott omitted important aspects when discussing his affair with Tara Locke, Elizabeth Liner, with Summer Newman. Kyle also contributed a few details to the story. He gave the impression that Sally was turning the information from Tyler Johnson's character, Theo Vanderway, against him. However, according to Young and the Restless teasers, Sally simply wants to be left alone. She did not pose a threat to Kyle Abbott. She simply offered to let them be alone. Kyle, however, puffed it out as he babbled to Summer Newman. After that, his fiancée grabbed it and fled. According to Young and the Restless spoilers, Sally should leave well enough alone. But Summer Newman targets her. However, Summer believes she must stand up for Kyle Abbott. Additionally, since Kyle hasn't fully confessed, she and he are currently in for additional difficulty. According to previews for Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott omitted the most important detail from Theo's shocking revelation. He kept his potential pregnancy a secret from her. The child then lied on the CBS soap opera once more after Summer saw a picture of him on his laptop. According to Young and the Restless teasers, Kyle diverts Summer's attention and persuades her to return to Los Angeles in order to visit Bill Spencer, Don Diamond. Insinuating that she needs additional evidence against Sally is the best method for Kyle Abbott to accomplish that. However, he has a secret agenda. According to future rumors for Young and the Restless, Kyle Abbott rushes to track down Tara and inquire about her son, who is of the appropriate age to be his biological child. Kyle can go find out now that Summer Newman is out of the way. However, the fact that he pointed her at Sally could backfire. Kyle can sneak away and unearth skeletons from his time away once Summer is preoccupied with Sally. But is that a smart move? Phyllis Summer, Michelle Stafford, Summer Newman's mother, is now envious of the other redhead. She is positive that Sally is aiming for Skyle. According to Young and the Restless spoilers, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, determined that mother and daughter have gone too far against Sally. The following week, Jack stands up for Sally, and it's definitely because of Summer Newman or her cunning mother. But according to Young and the Restless spoilers, it works for Kyle Abbott. He does not want Summer to observe his pranks too carefully. He is visiting his former lover behind her back. However, Summer Newman's only option is to consider exacting revenge on Sally because of Kyle's cunning. Scandal, deceit, and uncontrollably tangled romantic relationships are nothing new in Genoa City. And this week on The Young and the Restless, the drama is about to reach a fever pitch. Early spoilers indicate that Summer Newman, Allison Lanier, and Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, are headed for a clash with Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, setting off a series of events that might disrupt the Abbott-Newman family dynamic and strain their relationships. A week full of plotting, heartache, and startling confrontations that leave no one unharmed is in store for fans. Outside factors and their own fears have always put Kyle and Summer's marriage to the test, and this week the tension is nearly intolerable. In addition to trying to maintain her business endeavors and co-parent Harrison, Summer is coping with Kyle's emotional instability and unrelenting career goals. Kyle, on the other hand, finds it difficult to distinguish himself from the Abbott tradition and worries that his own desires will always conflict with Summer's expectations. According to early previews, their tension causes them to argue angrily, communicate poorly, and make snap decisions. In one instance, Kyle misinterprets Summer's motives and accuses her of being manipulative during a miscommunication at society. In response, Summer claims that Kyle doesn't value the sacrifices she makes for the family. Their dispute intensifies, attracting bystanders and creating a tense atmosphere that lasts the entire week. Although fans may remember that Kyle and Summer have encountered difficulties in the past, Sally Spectra's arrival this week exacerbates their problems. Because of her close proximity in Genoa City and Kyle's previous obsession with her, a volatile mixture of guilt, jealousy, and unresolved feelings is created. It's always been Sally Spectra's way of arriving at the wrong time, Her return to Genoa City has rekindled long-standing animosities and tensions, especially with Kyle. Even while Sally says she has professional goals in mind, such as growing Spectra Fashions and taking back her position in the fashion industry, her presence always leads to issues. Since Sally is aware of Kyle and Summer's troubled marriage, she can't help but gently probe. In private, she engages Kyle in flirtatious behavior that causes him to doubt his commitment and motives. She also unexpectedly joins forces with Summer, who thinks she can take advantage of Sally's competitive advantage. As a result, a delicate triangle is formed, with each character attempting to gain control while every move has the potential to go wrong. Kyle and Sally have a private meeting to negotiate a new fashion collaboration in one of the more stressful scenes at the Abbott home. Sparks fly, but not in a proper manner. There is no denying their chemistry, and despite Kyle's best efforts to keep professional distance, Sally's flirty and taunting comments make him feel exposed and agitated. Summer watches from a distance, uncertain about whether to step in, control the situation, or allow things play out organically. A startling choice at the center of this week's drama is that Kyle and Summer might be fabricating problems with Sally in order to further their own agendas. According to early teasers, there is a planned plot in which Kyle poses as attracted to Sally in order to sow doubt and jealousy, and Summer gently encourages this in order to gauge Kyle's sincerity and devotion. But this strategy is a risky one. Summer and Kyle both undervalue Sally's wit, drive, and instinct. She recognizes their deceptions right on and starts to reverse the situation. Sally stops being a piece and begins to pull strings of her own, taking advantage of the circumstance and making Kyle wonder if he is in control of the game or if it is controlling him. The ramifications of this plan are extensive. As Kyle and Sally's long-standing attraction grows stronger, rumors and gossip about them spread across Genoa City. By the middle of the week, Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, confronts Kyle about his suspicious conduct after family members start to feel tense but are unable to identify the cause. Jack Abbott has always been cautious of Sally Spectra's influence and protective of his kid. Jack suspects a possible affair when he observes Kyle being evasively and preoccupied. He demands honesty about Sally's involvement and Kyle's feelings, which makes their discussion uncomfortable. Kyle makes an effort to divert attention by claiming that his conversations with Sally are solely business-related. Jack isn't persuaded though. Jack cautions, "Kyle, don't underestimate her. She is intelligent, driven, and skilled at achieving her goals. Don't allow her to control you or your marriage." Summer's strategy to use Sally as leverage becomes more difficult when she starts to sense Jack's disapproval. She has to strike a careful balance between supporting Kyle's experiment and preventing parental meddling that would jeopardize their plan. When Jack, Kyle, and Sally are all in the same room, testing limits, making covert threats, and assessing allegiance, the tension builds to a dramatic confrontation. Viewers are kept on the edge of their seats by the frequent changes in power dynamics. In this love triangle, Sally is by no means a passive party. According to early spoilers, she has a secret agenda of her own, one that entails using the conflict between Kyle and Summer to achieve her career goals. She causes confusion in the Abbott home by seeming to prefer Kyle, which diverts Summer and Kyle's attention from their personal obligations and business endeavors. Simultaneously, Sally starts to sow delicate doubts. She challenges Kyle's motives, his devotion to Summer, and even his conception of love itself through lighthearted comments and strategically placed interactions. Through psychological manipulation, Sally establishes herself as a powerful character in Genoa City's drama, able to convert allies into enemies without resorting to direct conflict. As a result of her acts, the delicate equilibrium between the characters starts to fall apart. Summer becomes more and more suspicious of Kyle's motivations, and Kyle finds it difficult to manage his emotions. This three-way tension has severe repercussions. As jealousy and mistrust permeate their relationships, Kyle and Summer's marriage is under unprecedented stress. Small arguments turn into big disputes, making both parties wonder if their relationship can withstand such tactics. Sally's increasing power in Genoa City, meanwhile, undermines other relationships. Flo and Abby watch the drama play out with a mixture of interest and worry, while Jack Abbott worries about the integrity of his family. Even Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, realizes the changing dynamics, but his response is still unclear. Early teasers for the week indicate that one poor decision might have a cascading impact that could end friendships, marriages, and business partnerships. Summer's support, Kyle's flirtation with Sally, and Sally's own goals create a tense triangle that could topple Genoa City's established order. The week has several suspenseful sequences that left viewers gasping, in typical soap opera fashion. Summer observes from a distance as Kyle and Sally are once caught in a precarious scenario at the Spectra fashion office. Her response is a mixture of rage, heartache, and strategic control. She is resolved to make the most of the situation, even if it means playing with feelings she doesn't completely comprehend. Kyle, meanwhile, starts to understand that his actions, which are initially presented as lighthearted experimentation, have actual repercussions. While he is attracted to the thrill and peril of Sally's presence, he also feels guilty about the emotional upheaval he is inflicting Summer. Viewers may sense the pressure mounting to a breaking point as they witness his internal battle. Ever the opportunist, Sally notices Kyle's hesitation and moves in to push the envelope even farther. Although it becomes clear that they have chemistry, Sally's intentions are still unclear. Is she really interested in Kyle, or is she just using him to further her own agenda? As Jack and Kyle's relationship is strained due to Kyle's covert behavior, the Abbott family is dealing with yet another layer of instability. While Kyle finds it difficult to reconcile his behavior with his father's expectations, Jack finds it difficult to comprehend his son's emotional decisions. As she tries to mediate, Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, is caught up in the confusion, but occasionally, her meddling makes things worse rather than better. All of the characters are kept on edge by Summer's erratic emotional terrain, which veers between her controlling the situation and giving in to jealousy. Character interactions, no matter how small, are loaded with meaning since secrets and ulterior intentions could blow out at any time. The issue reaches a boiling point as the week comes to an end. Each of Kyle, Summer, and Sally must make important decisions that could permanently alter the trajectory of their relationships. A dramatic showdown where secrets will be uncovered, loyalties tested, and emotions exposed is hinted at in early spoilers. Will Kyle tell Summer that he's attracted to Sally? Will Sally disclose her actual intentions? And will Summer able to keep control of a situation that has gotten much worse than she could have imagined? Although the answers are still unknown, one thing is certain. Following this spectacular week, Genoa City will never be the same. A masterclass in soap opera drama is promised in this week's Young and the Restless episodes. A web of deceit, tension, and passion is created by Kyle and Summer's plan to fabricate problems with Sally, which has the potential to destroy several relationships at once. In Genoa City, every character has to deal with complicated emotions, individual aspirations, and the high stakes of loyalty and love. As the week progresses, fans may anticipate heartbreak, mystery, and startling revelations. The question remains with every new episode: can Sally outwit Kyle and Summer and leave emotional devastation in her wake, or will their plan succeed? Regardless of the result, one thing is certain. In Genoa City, love is never straightforward, loyalty is put to the test, and disaster is never far away.